Hi, this is Sylvia of Colorful Foresight, where we intuitively connect from within. Really interesting topic. It's about your six senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And first, we're going to start out with a little video, and then we're just going to roll with it. Remember, you as the audience are interactive with us, so we're creating in the moment. So whether you're live or you watch it afterward, you're still creating it. And you could keep going back to the video with different attention each time. It's going to be like what you're scared with your senses from the seen and unseen and how to work with the flow of it.
I wanted to just ask, I know you're looking for the video, so I didn't want to tax the thinking brain too much, but that might be better because I got the hangman as well yesterday. I can't remember what it was, but one thing you just said now, the seen and the unseen, and the senses actually are pretty interesting because one thing I've been exploring as a dancer is how the senses pick up things that are not, you can't see them. Like even internally, there's an internal sensory function of the senses. So there's an internal function of the touch sense where you feel things through touch internally. It's not just an external thing. So in some ways, the unseen, I think you mean that's the non-physical that we don't see or we can't see.
Intuition is more like the unseen. The five senses, see, hear, taste, and all that is seen. And how they're always working together. Because a lot of people think intuition, I share a lot, it's like something you have to be psychic about, which is something we have already. So once you become more aware of it, I feel like the stigma of being intuitive or psychic goes away because it's just part of us. It's not like, some people are more maybe because they're working at it. So you're totally right about being my mind, but I'm going to show that video.
Yeah, I'll wait. So I just wanted to throw that out there for anyone who's watching. Maybe you can comment later as well. What is the unseen for you? Because I think that's a really important thing to start exploring, what's unseen and what is seen.
And that's a really good question. So I don't know if you could see it here. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? This is exactly what I'm scared about. So this is perfect for me, which is funny because we're doing this interactive and things are always not going to flow.
And the volume's not coming through. So when you get to the brotherly loves.
Yeah.
A lot of people go into it going, ooh, I want the attention and fame. It's not what you want, folks. No. Let me tell you, once you get it, it's not what you think it is. It's a huge responsibility. There's a lot of negative energy. There's literally 50% of people who are going to like it and 50% are going to absolutely hate you. It is just the way it goes. It's been a blessing. God knows there's been highs and lows to that, and it's feast or famine in our work, right? Either do very well or you don't make anything. So it's a very strange place to be.
There's no consistency.
And zero, unless you're one of 1%, the very top. Yeah. But it's like I haven't done the thing I'm most proud of yet, clearly, because I feel like there's so much more that I want to do. And you're going like taking yourself out of it, even though you're in it, and going, that was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
What an awesome TV show.
Yeah.
Like being involved in a Yellowstone or being involved, in something like this, where you can sit back and go, the filmmaking, the quality of storytelling.
Yeah, everything fell into place.
Wow. I'm so proud to just be a part of that, And I've been proud to be a part of things, but not like at that level. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's what drives me. But you're right. The perception is, it's all fun and games. It's great. Dude, it's, I mean, like I said,
we're all not perfect people.
No.
And we're all just trying to.
And it's tough. You go
figure it all out just like everyone else. I mean,
but this part is imperfect. This is the bumpy part. This is where we learn how to navigate ups and downs. I'm convinced. And if you accept that, the ups and downs are never easy, but they're more palatable. They're just more palatable because you're going, okay, look, this is the imperfect part. It just is.
I felt to cover them because they're just regular guys who happen to have really interesting career. And intuition, like I said, goes from all walk of life, from fame to the average Joe, the content creator. And we have a lot of new content creator. Like a lot of my subscribers are new content creator. You're a content creator as well, even though you focus on dance and being an intuition coach. Whew. So I'm glad that like the beginning was all a little bit discombobulated, because it's exactly how it's supposed to be. And I'm fine. Look, I was scared. I could have freaked out, and we just went with the flow. Anything that comes to mind, Angela, I'll let you take over.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the Brotherly Love podcast, because there's another layer of being seen and unseen when you're talking about famous people,
Right.
which connects to what I was saying when you're dancing in a group versus just dancing in your bedroom by yourself. There's that thing about being seen publicly, and that brings up a whole nother layer. Sometimes what we see, what we experience with our senses changes when we're being seen by others. So I think the Brotherly Love guys are really interesting, because from children, they've had to grow up through all of that negative perceptions of others, and 50% like you, 50% hate you, so you can't win. That's very much the hangman card. You can't win. You're sort of stuck between these opposing forces. And also the hangman card is, at some point you have to look at life from a different point of view. So we can get trapped in the senses at the superficial level, which is how other people see you, right? Or how you think other people want to interpret your sensation. And it makes you really uncertain as well. It makes you distrust your senses. And that connects to what you're saying, Sylvia, about that fear. Maybe when I'm doing a reading, I'm not getting the right message. Or if I say this message, that person that I'm doing the reading for, they're going to think I'm crazy, or they're going to hate me, or they're going to get angry, or you're thinking about what the other person's thinking versus just telling them as a reader. Or even on social media, when you're in a chat or something, you might not share because you think, oh, if I write that, they're going to think this about me.
Five-centered, Page of Wands, the Scene, Six of Pentacles, the Sixth Senses, Ace of Wands, the Unseen, the King of Cups. Well, it's funny because I would never think, I would thought Page of Wands as the card to use for today, but it is about connection, the message, what message each part of the five senses sent us. Each five senses have a message that constantly communicating with the unseen, which we got at the energy thing with the Ace of Wands, the unseen. And I would thought, again, the unseen with the high priestess, but our spirit guide want to show us energy. You look at this dude, like he's working with the seen and unseen. And that's how people are naturally already doing that. Whether they think so or not, they're working with their intuition. Now, is it maybe they could get better at it? Maybe, awareness about the sixth senses would help. You know what I mean? And that's what this video is about. And the King of Cups, look at this, it's like a meditative guy. So it's perfect with the scene and the sixth sense. It's connecting not just through energy, but through meditation, which is connecting with your body. So emotional balance and all this. My heart holds deep wisdom and love. I use it to connect and lead. The King of Cups sits calmly, closes his eyes, and reaches for his singing bowl. When someone unexpected comes into his awareness, something that would normally shake another person's composure, send them into a state of stress or anger. This king is able to regulate his emotions through his peaceful meditative state. He knows that his emotions are the key to his intuition and to his successful leadership, and he actually finds his regulation and balanced peace in your life. And funny thing about the King of Cups, I had to come out twice when I would do an unseen. And I kept first time it popped out, I said, no, the King of Cups. How is the King of Cups unseen? Oh, because it's intuition. I'm like, what about the hair, the high priestess? I shuffle again, pop out the King of Cups. So sometimes it's like me getting in the way versus allowing the intuition come in. Like the brain, it's what causes anxiety. It's like we have wisdom and certain things are logical, but there's certain things that are not logical. And that's what's great about the 6 senses mixing in with the 5. It brings in the expansion, like the possibility versus the limitation of the 5 senses. I kind of think dancing's like that. I mean, I'm not much of a dancer, but when I do, it makes me more open, and sometimes I get giddy, and it allows me to be.
So the experience of love is actually very much mirrored in dancing. You experience it as yourself when you do it in the community. You experience your own body, but often dance is done with a partner or with a group. So the experience of dance in groups or with people, a partner or more than 2 people in groups, allows you to see also what are you feeling and how are you feeding off that other person or the group of people that you're dancing around. So already just that, if you're dancing with people, allows a lot of experience of what love can entail, because you're going to be constantly feeling what you're feeling and also sensing and seeing and picking up the energy or vibe of the other people that you're feeling. So dancing in groups is very important for our social relationships and how we relate to being seen by others or sharing ourselves in front of others. So then I wanted to look at how the experience of dance really does take you on this journey of how you can come from one point A to another point B and have a transition.
What comes to mind, I showed you a video because I like the part when you were saying with dance, it's like a mirroring between your body and the energy, or especially within yourself, especially with another. And in life, we're constantly not only dealing with our own energy or our energy to the divine, but also with the other person, whether dancing or working or yada, yada, yada. So that's how I saw it when I saw that video.
Yeah. And the person is a reflection of the divine. So any human being, what you experience with them, that give and take, that's your nervous system as well. I've got another video about that, the 6 of Pentacles, the give and take. That's a reflection of how you perceive what you're receiving. So not just what you're receiving, but how you perceive it, which goes back to the Hangman, because for the brotherly love guys, when they grow up as adults, they have a whole different perception on fame, on their lives, on how other people like them and don't like them. And as an adult, they can have that perception. But you could imagine as growing up as stars, as kids, that would have been really discombobulating too. That would have created a lot of fear. But as adults, it's given them maturity, because that's part of the give and take too. From your traumas as a child, as an adult, you've actually got this thing. So that some things were not good, but as an adult, it actually gives this wisdom, which is the Hangman as well, where things look upside down. But in that, there's actually this release, because you don't have to hold on to perceptions that may have limited you.
So
yeah.
You want to shuffle. I'm going to shuffle cards, see what we can wrap it up.
Yeah, I'll just see if there's anything else for that Hangman for me too. I did have a set of shells fall on my head this week. If you need to get a lesson, it doesn't have to be a set of shells falling on your head.
That Sicilian head of yours.
That's right.
You have very good intuition, but sometimes you're like, we got to get her attention. Like being stiff, right? Last week video, being stiff. You stiffy. Okay. So to wrap it up, I got that goes with the Hierophant. How funny. We got from like feeling stuck to movement. Now we got movement. Okay. You see the two ball working between being scared, think the black, like being scared, the shadow side, and the light. Working it, dance, right? Dance with it, like dance with the shadows and the light. Through intuition. Got the wing. This guy had the wing. So I'm going to make the intuition at the wing. The King of Pentacles is like a guy who is confident, connected with nature. He's pretty successful. So we could be successful when we are in tune with our intuition and our six senses all together, which is happening already. You're already intuitive. So you can be more relaxed. You don't need a dog, though. You don't have to have a dog to do that. But that's what came to mind. So what did you get?
These are my mythic tarot cards from the old days.
Oh, Eight of
Eight
Pentacles.
of Pentacles. So it's really, for me, this is a sensual card of feeling. Like when you really are passionate with music or something, you just do it over and over. It's like a hobby that you develop, or you're studying, or you're temperance. Another version of temperance is where you're tempering your craft. You're balancing and managing your craft. So temperance also used to be about like a metal worker, and this guy here is like that too, balancing and measuring and feeling between the seen and the unseen. Because for me, the senses are multi-dimensional. The six senses are multi-dimensional. So I can be touching something, and then my touch actually gives me downloads that go beyond the physical world. So this is, for me, the Eight of Pentacles is allowing yourself to really feel the layers through the senses to get to the intuitive dimensions, or to get to the spiritual dimensions, because the intuition is really a channel to the spirit. So in the spirit world, there's so many worlds, there's so many dimensions, there's so many things to experience in the unseen, in the non-physical. So in your craft, in your hobbies, at working with your intuition, there are so many messages, and just allowing yourself to practice it. Then through the repetition, you
think that's why they say tap in from within, because the heart, the spirit tend to be in the heart, and the heart had that many multi-dimensional. Yeah. And going back with the artificial intelligence, when you have so much like outside influences, you tap in from within. So you get to a point you trust your intuition over maybe the noises, not just with artificial intelligence, but the naysayers, the 50%, all the negative people that talking about you in your mind. Like I was feeling a certain way before coming here. I had to push it through. And I'm glad I came, and I'm glad you came on. Good. Well, thank you for, coming on. We're going to have her come on again the next 2 weeks with different subjects. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. Take care.